The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today, says a Chinese proverb. Does your financial life consist of smoke and mirrors rather than dollars and cents? Have you found yourself with a solid credit card bill instead of a solid savings account? Do others view you as well-to-do, even though you're barely squeaking by? If your answer to any of these questions is yes, you are not alone, and this video is specially for you. Many people these days are living a lifestyle that can only be described as all hat, no cattle. They're putting on a good show, but they don't really have the financial resources to be living the lifestyle they are. They've got champagne taste on a beer budget. If your finances aren't in the condition that they should be, then start cleaning them up, and start today. Philosophy of Frugality says, when it comes to money, we all have a choice. Either we can become a master of or a slave to our money. Frugality says, will you choose to live beyond your means and mortgage your future with high amounts of debt? Or will you live within your means and become the master of your money, and therefore the master of your destiny? Choice is ultimately yours. Today's society has become so obsessed with excess. Frugal people are seen as dull and boring, and big spenders seem flashy and exciting. It's just not fashionable to own 20 pairs of shoes that you've only worn once. It's not cool to have 30 gadgets that you never use. And if you're spending all your money on designer clothes, you're not stylish, you're silly. According to a Shop Smart magazine survey, women are willing to spend an average of $50 per pair of shoes and own an average of 17 pairs. That's $850 sitting in the closet. And same goes for unused gadget, workout equipment. This is just the tip of the iceberg on your useless stuff collection. However, if you followed the philosophy of frugality, you would own half as many shoes and skipped the gadgets altogether, and the money in your bank account would be surprisingly high. Writer Claire Levison, author of the book Frugal Isn't Cheap, says, if I had to come up with one synonym for frugal, it wouldn't be cheap, it would be smart. Levison advice, being frugal isn't about buying the cheapest thing, it's about buying the things that are truly a good value. You have to start spending less so you can have more. Many things like cars, clothes, and furniture depreciate greatly the minute you take them home. You need to think hard before spending a lot on those kinds of purchases. Look for bargains, buy used, and don't be ashamed to shop at discount stores. Put more of your money into things that are going to appreciate. Many people spend hundreds, even thousands, of dollars each month on their clothes. However, frugality tells, if next time you're tempted to go on a shopping spree, remember, as soon as you wear that designer shirt once, it's worth a fraction of what you spent on it. It's ironic. You pay top dollar to a big corporation just so you can clip that tag. Not only that, but every time you wear the shirt, the corporation is getting free advertising. No doubt, we all like to have nice things. For example, there's no substitute for a high-quality blazer. The perfect cut and quality fabric are worth every penny, but there's a limit. Frugality not suggesting that you should forego all the frills in life, but aren't a couple of nice dresses and suits enough? Ask yourself, do you really need 10 handbags? Or would 2 or 3 be perfectly adequate? If our closet is so full that we could clothe the entire neighborhood, there's a problem, and it goes deeper than money. Clothing is just one example, but it demonstrates well the concern. So many people have with looking good on the outside, even though they're falling apart financially behind closed doors. Needless to say, frugal people don't spend their time wishing they had more stuff. They avoid excess. In fact, they take pride in being understated with their possessions. Philosophy of frugality says, "You aren't what you own." Being secure with who you are is one of the most important factors in financial success. If you don't have self-confidence, you'll constantly be comparing yourself to others. If you're not self-assured, you leave yourself vulnerable to the keeping up with the Joneses mentality. The gift of a financial education is the gift of a lifetime and will allow young people to not just survive, but to thrive in the economy they will face as adults. Keeping finances in order isn't always easy. It requires continual effort and vigilance. Just like any other self-improvement effort, such as dieting, exercising, or keeping a clean and organized home, finances too requires discipline. If you're one of the many whose finances are in disorder, if you have a mountain of debt or a molehill of savings, pick yourself up and get back to business. The lessons you must learn from your own money mistakes is quite simple. Spend less than you earn. By following this simple mantra, you will become a master of your money and create a financial foundation of security for you and your family while discovering today's new money reality. Being frugal can be the new cool. Those whose financial life is a fake, the only one they're fooling is themselves. According to Frugality, financial exaggeration is usually just a thin disguise for insecurity, emptiness, and self-doubt. If you've been feeling the need to overinflate your financial standing, what you need to start doing instead is nurturing your frugal side. Remind yourself, flashiness fades, but broke is forever. Most people spend needlessly just because they're worried about looking cheap, and companies have realized that some people actually like paying more for things. It makes them feel important, a step above the rest of the crowd. They assume they must be getting more because they're paying more, but that's an incorrect assumption. Many people won't buy anything that doesn't have that well-recognized symbol or registered trademark. For them, everything from hand lotion to hotels must be top of the line, the latest and greatest. No less than the perceived best will do. However, Frugality asks, is that little symbol really worth those extra dollars? Does more expensive really mean better? Or are you guilty of buying higher priced things just because you think someone else will view them as better? If you want to be frugal, challenge yourself for 1 week to choose one of the least expensive options available whenever you make a purchase. For example, if you need a box of cereal, buy the generic Frugality guarantee. You'll find that lots of less expensive things are just as good as their higher priced counterparts. See, frugality in no sense, suggesting that buying cheap cheese or inexpensive ice cream is going to take you straight to the finish line of financial success. What frugality is saying is that you need to buy the items that represent the best value for your money. If you buy something that costs less and tastes terrible, no one will eat it, and you'll end up throwing it out. That's not a good value. On the other hand, if you pay extra for a name brand that's no tastier than a less expensive version, that's not a good value either. Thus, examining the value in the little purchases you make will help you begin training your mind for life's financial marathon. As frugality is about your mind, not your money, being frugal is a state of mind. Frugal people are very conscious of each dollar they spend. They have a heightened awareness during the spending process. They don't just swipe their credit or debit card blindly. They put thought into each transaction. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. And if our content has inspired you, consider supporting our channel by becoming a member or giving super. Your contributions enable us to keep delivering valuable and uplifting content. Thanks for watching.